Taipei has more than 500 kilometers of bicycle lanes, 82 kilometers of which were created by widening the sidewalks along 6 major thoroughfares. It's all part of an initiative to make city cycling safer and to integrate cycling with public transportation in a way that can reduce the number of motor vehicles on the road. For our Sunday in-depth report, we take a look at how Taipei is pushing to reduce traffic and pollution in its attempt to become a greener city.
On this Sunday morning, Mate, a foreign student, is bringing his classmate Amanda on a bike ride around Taipei. Amanda has only been in Taiwan for 3 months, but she's already hoping that, like Mate, she can make a bicycle her primary means of urban transport in Taipei.
Sometimes I bump into people here in this intersection because they might walk and then they're not looking at me, like if I drive like very, faster. So this part is more like a dangerous spot.
After a ride on the paths near their university, they get on the MRT and then once again change to bikes before hitting the bikeway in Dajia Riverside Park. The bike paths in the park are flat and wide with beautiful scenery on offer. But for Mate, who's lived in Taipei for 5 years, those paths still aren't a feasible choice for his daily commute.
My consideration is it convenient for me to go work or go to school? No, not really. This one is for holiday, like weekend. I mean, it's nice for biking, but it doesn't help to solve Taipei's traffic congestion because people go to work, they still choose the car.
In fact, Taipei has already been working for 10 years to make it easier for city residents to commute to work by bike. Back in 2007, you could still see bicyclists dangerously weaving in and out of traffic during rush hour in Taipei. But after cyclists repeatedly took to the streets to assert their own right of way, Taipei authorities in 2009 finally decided to mark out a lane for bike commuters on Dunhua South Road. But bus riders frequently cross through the new bike lane, which had been converted from the road's outermost lane for slow-moving vehicles, and the added danger of cyclists crashing into cars on the side of the road created constant conflict. In 2012, the city government got rid of all green cycling lanes like the one painted on Dunhua South Road, in what seemed to be the end for dedicated urban bike lanes in Taipei. But now, Fuxing North and South Roads, Songjiang Road, and several other major boulevards all have their own bike lanes, this time behind the curb rather than on the road surface shared with other vehicles. Eric is an author who writes about bicycle travel, and he says that online commenters generally seem happy with the new bike lanes built around Taipei. But he still singles out some areas for improvement.
This section has a problem, which is that the people waiting at bus stops tend to block the bike path. If you turn onto the street itself, there will be traffic coming up from behind you. And sometimes when buses are stopped there, you might be forced to merge into the center lane to pass.
Making biking in the city more convenient is a big part of Taipei's bid to promote environmentally friendly public transport while expanding the accessibility of its system.
Because the MRT and buses can't go door to door, we're using YouBike to cover the first and last part of your trip and satisfy the gaps in your travel needs.
I live in Taiwan for 4 years, and I come from Philadelphia, USA. In Taipei, the YouBike is more developed than Philadelphia. Last time I was there, about a year ago, they started having something like a YouBike program, but it wasn't. They didn't have so many stations yet.
By increasing its own green transport options and capacity, will Taipei have a shot to catch up with the world's leading cities in environmental transport?
Been riding a bicycle in my hometown in Budapest. Also some Western European cities, in Paris, the Netherlands. Definitely Western European cities are the most advanced ones, I guess, especially the Netherlands. The design is from the bicycle perspective. Everything is to make it cycling as convenient as possible. We were talking about Taipei. Sometimes I feel that as long as they encounter biking, as long as it doesn't take any place away from a car, that's a very big difference.
In Brazil, we are also starting with the bike lanes and the bike culture, and we are facing a lot of problems. Taipei is doing very well. There is already like a friendly environment that can be improved in a way that people will get used to see the bikes.
There are already over 1,000 cities in the world with public bike share systems and more than 300 other cities with similar systems in the works. Despite the relative maturity of Taipei's own bike share program, there's still work for the city to do to make itself more friendly for those pedaling on two wheels.